Those who know me, and especially those who follow me on social media, are aware I have a slight obsession with Ween. For a while now, I've wanted to take that love and share it with the world. From this, We Need to Talk About Ween was born. I feel longtime disciples of the Boogness will get something out of the series, but also hope to inspire those who only know Push the Little Daisies from the days of Beavis and Butthead, or even folks who never heard of the band, to dig into the joy that is Ween. This initial episode will be a brief introduction to all things Ween, which will not be what the series actually is going forward. I feel a bit of background at the start will help build a better foundation to appreciate the glory to come. Going forward, I'll be dissecting a single track per episode in as much detail as I can. Ideally, I would love to get some feedback and interesting discussion going in the comments too, but this is YouTube, and the chances of that happening are kinda slim. I want to say thanks to Wikipedia, Ween.net, Brownbase, the Ween Reddit page, and numerous other forums across the web. I couldn't have put all this together without the great information they provided. Links to all these pages will be in the description below. Now to the history of Ween. Ween was formed in New Hope, Pennsylvania in 1984 by brothers Gene and Dean Ween. The demigod Boognish appeared to them offering scepters of wealth and power, and in turn Ween would spread the word of the Boognish through their music. If you want any more details on this, check out them links below. I prefer to stick to the story that matters. Now here's a great quote from Diener I got off the Reddit page. Critics and writers will often use the word parody when writing about Ween. Honestly, this is not just lazy, but wrong. Just because Ween encompasses a huge variety of musical styles while often using humor in their music doesn't mean they're parodying anything. What they do is more homage. Ween will take a style and make it their own. In doing this, they often end up shining a light on the potential for great music and often dismiss places, such as adult contemporary music. Ween are much more than a gimmick joke band, even though they fully embrace humor in their music. As Zappa asked long ago, does humor belong in music? I feel of course it does, and it doesn't have to cheapen the music in any way. Part of my love for Ween stems from their ability to make me laugh and cry, often in the same song. Brown is a term coined by Ween that's been fully embraced by their fans. I've seen people describe Brown as just being fucked up on drugs, but it's more than that. Brown is most anything that is as is. There's an honesty in it. Fucked up and not being ashamed of it. It can also purposefully be brown if you so choose. That's part of the beauty of the whole thing. A great example of something brown is when Jeaner laughs on Dr. Rock and you leave the take in. Those moments of honesty happen to everyone, so why hide it? Embrace the brown. Diener actually embraces the brown quite a bit in his playing. I'll put a link to a video that he did with Noisey below, where he explains about the frap and how to bring out the brown in your playing even more. As long as the venue Ween is playing allows recording devices, the band fully supports bootlegging their live show. Naturally, this coupled with the length of time they've been touring has resulted in a massive tape trading scene. The home base for this is Browntracker at Ween.com. You can find an amazing array of live shows, side projects, homemade DVDs, and early demos on there. Just remember to seed what you grab. The band is actively engaged in their own tape trading scene too. Diener has actually uploaded many bootlegs and demos to the internet himself, the most notable being Craters of Sac. It's an early demo tape, and Caesar, which is Quebec demos. As you can imagine by now, if you're not already familiar with Ween's catalog of music, it can be an intimidating thing to jump into. Like most of the bands with this much content, it's usually best to start with studio albums and then dig into bootlegs and demos when you're ready. There's two distinct starting points for a Ween fan. You can start with Chocolate and Cheese and go forward from there, as these albums, while still very much Ween, are more accessible than pre-Chocolate and Cheese output. The other starting point would be God, Ween, Satan, starting from the beginning and just going on the whole journey. Ween's first albums can be a bit more challenging to jump into, though. You can also just listen to whatever the fuck you want. Just make sure and listen. This brings us to the end of the crash course episode of We Need to Talk About Ween. There's a shitload of shit I left out. I'll hit on some points of specific albums as the tracks come up and fill in more backstory then too. Hope you enjoyed this and will enjoy the series as a whole. I'd like to keep making them, and as you can see, there's plenty of material to do this. Thanks for watching. Like if you like, dislike if you don't, and always, always stay brown.